Hello everyone, welcome to our first Enshrouded survival guide. Very exciting. This game has been so much fun so far. I've taken some time to kind of dive in, see what it's all about, and I have been thoroughly enjoying it. I think like quite a few other people that I have seen anyway. And so for the first guide, I feel like it's always appropriate to do, if not like a getting started guide, which I've seen a lot of already, a base building kind of guide. Because that's one of the first things that you could really kind of do in this game. And I can tell the developers have put a lot of effort into their mechanics behind base building. So let's talk about it because it's pretty fun, I have to say. There is a bit of like a learning curve initially. But once you get kind of over that, you're going to be crafting and building, you know, whatever kind of dream project you have in your brain right now. So let's start with some basics. Where can you build bases? How do you get started with that process? And that all has to do with your flame altar, which is right here. And you're able to craft these guys. I think it's like with some stone or something, if I recall anyway. Let's quick see if I can flame altar. Yeah, you just need stone to make this. And it unlocks like a region that you can then build within. So you could build it, if I pull up the map here, you could build, you know, your flame altar, you know, wherever on the map. The game does kind of lead you to an initial area first just to kind of introduce the concept to you, but you can build like wherever. As long as you have somewhere where you can put your flame altar, you can build a base there. And the region itself, we'll see it better once we get into like the build menu, but it starts off kind of small, but you can upgrade it over time, the size that is, if we go to upgrade the altar. I'm on the second tier right now because I have already upgraded this once, and that brought me from like a 40-40-40 to an 80-80-80. And if I were to upgrade this again, I'd get 120 by 120 by 120. So it'd be even bigger, which is amazing because this is already pretty sizable. And so this is the very basic kind of structure that I have so far, just kind of playing with the tools. This is like the main part of the base. And then I had to build a little area for my blacksmith friend, so this is his area right here. And then if we just kind of come in here, this is actually the living quarters, which is basic, but you know, kind of cute, simplistic, I'd say. But if you're, you know, if you're itching to kind of get your hands on this and you know, try your own hand at building some really unique base designs, we'll go a little bit more in depth. And the first, like after you kind of like you put down your flame altar, you'll see your building area, and you might come to discover that perhaps the terrain isn't exactly how you want it. Well, you can change that. All you need to do, and this isn't true for like just building in general, is make a construction hammer, which I believe you need to make in this workbench here. You can make the construction hammer right here, which requires just like one stone to make it. And then when you have that, put it in your little bar here, and if you press tab, you'll get to the building menu. Now this looks like might look a little messy at first, but it makes sense once you kind of play around with it. So I was gonna say, if we go here now, you can see the perimeter. That's our perimeter right there. We can't build beyond that, but we can build just inside, and you can see it's pretty big. Like I'm on this side, the other side's like all the way back there by those rocks. And that's just the second tier. So if you can upgrade this again, just imagine how, you know, even bigger that's going to become, which is amazing. But let's talk about terrain. So you can switch between the different building menus by pressing and holding the Alt button and then scrolling up or down, and that'll let you go between like the 1 millimeter, which is just like this short little block here, building block, 2 meters, which is like a little bit bigger, 4 meters, which is like the bigger one, and that's the one that I tend to build with the most. But obviously with this smaller one, you can make a little bit more intricate designs, a little bit more details if you want. And then they have the roofs that attach to the sizes that you were basically building with. And then if we scroll all the way down, we can see the terrain. So let's just say that I wanted to make like just like a flat thing of rock, we'll just say, because let's just say there's like a hole or something and I want to fill it. If I scroll down to the terrain, and then if I scroll again, now that I've accessed this, I can go to like the different kind of shapes, And we'll just say let's just go with that. And I have stone in my inventories, which is why it's coming up as stone. If you have other materials like wood or something, you could press Control and then scroll to switch between the different materials that you want to use. I just have stone on me now, so like let's just say I wanted to build that like right here. I could build it pretty like up. I could build it down to level something. So let's just go like that, and then that appears, and then. So you could use this to kind of like flatten an area if it's not flat, or if you kind of like dig a hole or something, you can use this to potentially fill it up again. Now let's say you do that and you don't want that, you can just press the Y key and that'll go away. Just a quick little bye, which I love. And the other option of that is if you want to, let's say there's like a part of terrain that you don't want, if you press the right key, you can then kind of remove some stuff, and I'm gonna undo that because I don't really want to mess it too much. But like, let's just say like I don't want that there. Goodbye. I've dug a hole just by pressing the right key. And again, we're gonna replace that because I don't want a hole in the ground. But that's a very quick way to dig holes, or if you need to do that, or if you need to level an area and you want to dig down to do that, that lets you do that. And you can use like this shape tool to kind of shape it as well as like the kind of hole that you want, or the raised up that you want. So terrain tools, they're kind of like, in a way they're basic, but they're also very helpful in my opinion. So that's just kind of how that works if you want to, play around with the terrain itself before you start building your base. Now let's actually talk about building bases. Like I had mentioned before, there are various structures and sizes that you can make, and you can make them with many different materials. The starting materials tend to be like stone and wood, basically. And if you want to build floors and well, anything really, you're gonna need to make building blocks. And to do that, we actually have to get out of our construction hammer here and go to our workbench. At our workbench, you'll see here, you'll have different blocks that you can make. I'll probably have, depending on your progress, I might have more than you just because I've picked up a lot of items, but we're just gonna work with the rough stone block again, because that's basically what I have in my inventory. Now, how we read this is like we have 86 stone in our inventory. It requires 2 to make a rough stone block that's like 100 of that. And that's important because you need certain amounts to actually like build the block. So for example, if I build, let's just build 2, we'll go 1 and 2. Now I have technically 200 stone blocks. So depending on how expensive it is to make a stone block, I will be able to make this. Now I have to go eventually pick up a hunter. So I figured I'd start kind of building like a foundation, if you will, at the very least. We'll pick that up because we're gonna need more stone. Of like a hunter's kind of hut-looking thing, and I don't mind. Well, maybe I will build it over here, give them a little bit more of a wooded area, because hunting, right? So they might appreciate maybe being like here somewhere. This could be a cute area for a little hunter's hut. Pick that up as well. So let's go ahead and we'll just build like a 4x4 just to start with. And I'm gonna I'm gonna go into my enter my building mode. And let's go. Yeah, we'll go with a 4 meter again. Now, you can see that to build just one of these guys, we actually need 256. I have 200, remember, because I only did 2 of like the blocks themselves, and they're 100 each. So I actually need to go make a few more. It kind of bothers me that it's like 256, especially because it's like 100, per. So I kind of wish that was evened out a little bit more, like that it was just 200. Or just like 100 per block, but it's not the case. It's like whatever 256 divided by 2 is, which is a little weird. So let's see, if we're gonna need 4, it's 256, so we'll just go, I think 600 should do maybe. I don't know, I'm not really mathing, I'll be honest. I'll be honest. So now that we've made that, let's just go ahead and I'll just, again, just quick show you the foundation. We're not gonna build the base itself during the video because I have a let's play for that. So oh yeah, that was not nearly enough. So we're gonna need to make some more. This is very expensive. Do I even like this stone? I don't know. We're gonna go with it though. We're just rolling with it. Let's get out of this because this is ugly. Alright, so let's go ahead and make some more again. But you can see that you're going to need quite a bit of resources to make this. Like, it's a lot, but it's not like a lot. Alright. And if you notice, one of the cool things about this is that, like, you can kind of build into it. Like, you go there. You don't have any kind of collision problems that you sometimes get with other building mechanics in other games. Like, I would never be able to do this in Ark, for example. And then let's just pull one... maybe out, maybe not. I don't know. We'll play with that later. So that is basically how you go about just building and making the blocks themselves. Now, if I wanted to, I could, like, if I wanted to go here with a 1, I would say that this is like good if you want to put like additional small details. That's primarily what that would be good with. Like, so I could do, if I wanted to make like a pillar or something, or maybe I wanted to make this arch out or making some sort of connection or something. I don't know. You know, these smaller tools are better for that. Even like a 2 meter one could be useful for like certain designs. And you can see that obviously it requires fewer blocks as well for the smaller ones, which, you know, makes sense, and I'm glad that it makes sense. So that's kind of like how that works. And then obviously here's roofs too and all that, but it's the same process more or less. Now, if you had seen when we were looking in here, the different materials, like the building materials that I have, you might have noticed like rough flintstone or like the metal block. These are all also buildable for bases. And you might be wondering how you get your hands on these, or different materials in general for your bases. And that's basically going out into the world and picking up these materials for the first time. You'll usually get it unlocked that way. Like I went and picked up shroud wood, for the example, for the first time, and that unlocked the shroud wood block, which allows me to build with that. And it's basically kind of like it's just different aesthetics. So you have like your shroud wood, which is basically like a darker wood. You got your wood, which you've seen in my base over there. That's what this is. We've been working with a stone block. There's the flintstone, which looks a little bit better. I might actually end up maybe using that instead of the stone. We'll have to see, because I kind of like the colored rocks on that. I picked up some mycelium, so I can build with that if I wanted to. I don't know if I'm gonna. I mean, it could be interesting, I guess. But and then there's the metal too, which I think looks really ugly. I wouldn't build with that. That's for like a very specific kind of structure. But yeah, and then the same thing with like you got your stone shingle roofs. You just pick up basically the materials or an item, and if it can be used as a material for building, you'll get the recipe for that, which is pretty cool. So that's kind of really it. Like, there's really few limitations on the building in this game, and I feel like that was one of like the main kind of selling points, I suppose, of Enshrouded, is that it really does let you kind of build the bases that you want, build it really kind of anywhere you want. Like, as long as you could put that flame altar down, you can build a base anywhere. You can build it off of like a dangling off of a cliff if you want. And you can even, like, you know, terraform like a cliff if you wanted as well, and then fit it inside or something, you know. So really, your creativity is the only limitation that you have for building bases in this game. So hopefully you found that kind of intro a little bit better. I know initially I struggled with figuring out how to make blocks and such. Like, it wasn't straightforward to me, mostly because I'm used to, like, I guess more like grid-like, snap-like building mechanics rather than this this style of mechanics. So it's pretty fun, I have to say. It's a good time. So take these tips and go ahead and start building your bases, your houses, your villages, and let me know about them, because I absolutely love building and stuff like that and seeing what the people are making. So by all means, show me, thank you, or tell me, whatever. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, keep surviving and keep thriving.